like this weird competition of cool.
You take a reef shot to the side of the head for a wave like that.
If I can win this, this will be the greatest moment of my life.
All the girls are surfing so well. They're beautiful inside and out.
Going skageless is a whole nother realm, like a fast version of body surfing.
The power surfing is like a lot of that style and grace with some aggression and harnessing all of those things in one and creating your own style.
My job description is student of surfing.
Aloha, welcome to Board Stories Television. I'm Hokulani Tape.
And I'm Pua Makamaidi Soto. Here we are at the beautiful Ala Moana Bowls, one of the best surfing waves here in Hawai'i.
While Pua and I paddle out for some waves of our own, we have an action-packed show ready for you guys.
You won't want to miss anything, but let's kick off the show with some beautiful barrels from Bonsai Pipeline.
Oh, it's firing.
Glad we got the camera crew over here. I've been working on racking up some clips to make a sick edit. You really got to capture the moment.
Yeah, for real. Speaking of capturing the moment, everybody loved hearing Brian Bielman talk about his surf photography. So we brought him back to talk more about his perspective behind camera.
I love shooting underwater surf photography. Shooting just below the surface with waves breaking and shallow reef. It's like looking through glass. Those moments are so special. There's nothing more exciting than watching a surfer getting barreled from the other side of the wave. I think the cool thing about shooting underwater is that people are mystified by it. It's just so different and it's something you don't see. You know, everybody sees what's happening above the surface, but they don't see what's happening below the surface. Really catches people's attention. It really spikes their curiosity. In Tahiti, what I used to do was the days that the waves dropped down smaller Most people wouldn't go surfing and they go do other things or shooting, and I would take a canoe and paddle out and tie it up, anchor it, and then just swim out and shoot underwater photos all day long. And it was so beautiful, and nobody else was doing it at the time, so I had it all to myself. I remember working with Andy, and Andy was always so game to do anything that I wanted to do to get photos. I remember being in Fiji, and we were there during one of the contests, and Andy and I just paddled out to Fiji, and I just remember telling him, let's just do some underwater shots. This wave came through, and as we went under, Andy went to duck dive, and he just stood up on his board and was standing there as the wave passed over him. And it was completely organic. There was nothing planned ahead of time. It was just Andy using his imagination and me being there to capture the moment. I always look at it like Andy passing from our world to the next. The best mainstream job I think I ever had was when Guinness contacted me about shooting an ad campaign. They wanted to mimic the look of a beer being poured into a glass by showing the wave breaking underwater. And it was really cool because it really did look like that. It really did look like a beer being poured. It was, you know, a nationwide campaign, or it was a worldwide campaign, I believe, that just brought everybody into the ocean with me. And it was a really satisfying feeling to create this sort of mystique of what a beer would look like being poured into a glass. I think the really cool thing about shooting underwater photographs is that I'm shooting with all the best surfers in the world. But after shooting for 6 hours and I get home and I start looking at the photos, half the time I can't tell who's who. But in this case, with the shot of Kelly, it's so obvious it's Kelly. I mean, you can look through that wave and there's no doubt of who it is. And sure enough, I got it. It was probably my favorite shot of the day. And how cool that it ends up on the cover of Freesurf Magazine.
Okay, do you have a board I can borrow?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, sick. Oh, no, that's a bodyboard. I kind of meant a surfboard, but I guess if you're a bodyboard pro, that would work. Let's take a look at bodyboard pros Jeff and Dave Hubbard. Let's check out the international highlights from the previous ISA surfing games in El Salvador.
Here's some more epic action from a great winter on the North Shore.
Watching all my windows.
Okay, the waves are sick out there. I saw you get that one at the end. Your turns are just amazing.
Thanks, bro. I seen you get some sick turns too.
Yeah, stay tuned for some more town highlights.
To my eyes, the sun was rising, waves are crashing at my feet, and I heard the ocean breeze calling out to me. She said, through the spirit of nature, he's calling out your name. Through the spirit of nature, you'll never be the same. Through the spirit of nature, it makes me feel so irate. Spirit of nature, here in Hawai'i, oh, here in Hawai'i. So grab your board and come and surf with me. We'll ride those waves that spread across the deep blue sea. The spirit of nature is a wonderful thing, oh yeah. It flows within my veins and makes me want to sing out loud. Feel the spirit of nature is calling out your name. Feel the spirit of nature, you'll never be the same. Feel the spirit of nature, it makes me feel so irate. Feel the spirit of nature, here in Hawaii.
Well, that's our show. It's always a blast with you, Pua.
It's always awesome spending time with you too, sister. Thank you guys for tuning in to Board Stories. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Aloha.
Aloha.